Howdy y'all, it is August 19th of 2010 and you're watching the Manly Putsies.
He's a man, such a man, such a man. He's a real man's man.
I apologize for not being outside this week. I shall blame it on Frank. Frank was actually up my way for a visit to Dr. Grubb, and so during the time that I would have been spending making my video, I was actually up in Toledo visiting with him. So I just got back and am now rushing around to try and make this video. Probably not going to make it before midnight, but it's going to be pretty darn close. So, anyway, my week. Week has been, started out kind of a little bit rough. I was still feeling some nasty stomach issues and whatnot from, I believe, the Stratera. That has mostly subsided. I've gone back down to 10 milligrams from 12.5 now. And most of it seems to have gone away. There's still a little bit of residual, and it seems like it's pretty easy to anger it, but for the most part it's under control again, so that's good. I also managed to go disc golfing one day. I went outside and built myself a holder for one of my solar panels right here out of some beautiful 1-inch pine. And also managed to go hang out with Frank, of course. So, and that was a decent drive up to the city for me, and I'm not exactly a city person. Don't really like driving in the city at all. And it worked out alright, so good deal. In order to save on time, I'm going to try and hit up the questions because I've got a lot to talk about this week. Yeah, so Andrew, you did not have a question. But, welcome back, dude. It's really great to see your face again. You know, we all have days and weeks and months that we're just completely down for the count. And I know you've had it pretty darn rough lately. And on top of that, you've been moving. So, it's real good to see you again. And I hope that your move has gone smoothly, that you got all that stuff unpacked, and I sure hope you're starting to feel better, dude. Yeah, it had to be a bear, so. Frank, watched your little supplementary video there. I did not catch a question, but it was awesome to see you just a couple hours ago, and I hope the drive that you're currently on as I'm making this video, which should be over by the time you're now watching this video, hope it went well, and I hope you're back home and safe and sound and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyway, Dave, you asked, would you be interested in contributing to a book that's all about dysautonomia and POTS stories, like if we were to put something like that together, and also would you be interested in buying it? I would definitely be willing to contribute my story, although once again I do emphasize I still personally don't have 100% confidence that what I have is POTS. I mean, I've gotten that diagnosis twice from 2 different doctors doing 2 different tilt table tests, so I'm not going to say that that's not it, but I mean, there's been a lot of other diagnoses in there as well, so. But yeah, I would definitely throw my story in. That'd be perfectly fine. And I would most certainly be interested in buying a copy as long as it wasn't wicked crazy expensive, and hopefully some of the proceeds would be going to help the cause and further research and whatever we can do with it. So, but also I wanted to say thank you, big thank you for all the work you've been putting in on the TDC, adding that new chat feature and all the other improvements. some of which are visible and some of which are apparently hidden from us. You know, we all appreciate you putting in that kind of time and doing that amount of stuff on it. So, yeah, oh, that's right. And sorry about the tinnitus, dude. I'm real glad that went away. But now I've actually dealt with tinnitus for a long time. I got my ears boxed, that kind of thing, when I was like 8, 9, something like that. And ever since then, I've had really bad tinnitus. That ringing in the ears. Actually, to me, it's not ringing, it's like hissing. It's like a really high-pitched hiss. Almost like white noise, except higher pitched than that. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it's incredibly annoying, especially when you're trying to go to bed or anytime you're in an area where there's no noise. It's just it almost makes you dizzy in itself. So I'm really glad that cleared up, because it's no fun. There's a couple other questions that I wanted to address from the girls this week. The first one is Paige. Paige, you actually didn't have a question, but it was a challenge to make a black and white photo that kind of shows and demonstrates one of your goals, or illustrates would be a better word. Illustrates one of your goals. So I thought about it for a while and put together this picture here. And, you know, I have a lot of goals. That's one of my more long-term goals, because it's going to involve me at least getting to a state that's better off than I am now. But I'm very hopeful that that will eventually happen, and that I will be able to get even a part-time job doing something with the sciences, whether it's subbing as a science teacher in high school, or installing solar panels, or whatever it may be. I really like that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So Candace, yours is the other question that I wanted to hit up this week, and you asked, what things have you done in your life that you're proud of? And, you know, there's quite a few, but the ones that stand out to me really, first and foremost, probably that I managed to graduate from college despite being sick with this for a year and a half. I've probably mentioned it before, so I don't want to seem like I'm all egotistical or anything, but yeah, I'm the first person in my immediate family to have even gone to college, let alone graduated, and I managed to do it with honors despite being sick. So, I don't know. I still can't believe that I did it. It really trips me up. Every time I walk past my diploma, it blows me away, but especially because it's kind of a blur looking back then. It's like, wow, that actually happened. But, I mean, there's that. There's also the fact that I'd say most of the time, maybe not all the time, but most of the time, I managed to stay upbeat and hopeful and, I guess, in a good mood, despite being sick and despite having been through so much. It's very, very easy to become cynical and hateful and judgmental and all of that when you've been through so many horrific things. You know, it's a very difficult thing to deal with. And by the way, Candace, I'm so proud of you for getting that article of yours published online on that site. I went and checked it out. All I gotta say, you are a chronic badass. So if you guys can't tell, I'm really, really tired. I had a very long day, so please excuse me for, like, rambling on and not making much sense. So anyway, in order to spare me some editing time and so that I can get to bed a little bit earlier, since I'm very obviously out of it, I'm gonna call it quits for this week. But not before I say, I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope everyone who's not feeling very good right now can start feeling better, and I hope everyone who has been feeling well can stay that way. So, that's it for me. I'm going to go edit this thing. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.